Hi, this is Angela with the Leadership Coach Group, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you one of our coaches, Colonel Ajay. Ajay, it's a pleasure to meet with you today.
Thank you, Angela. It's wonderful catching up with you, and it's something I've been looking forward to.
I have been looking forward to it as well, and I'm looking forward to learning more about your coaching style. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Angela, I'll quote Bruce Lee here, a person whom I deeply admire for his martial arts skills as well as for his philosophy. He said, adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. So when it comes to coaching a person, for me, that anything I do has to be person-centric. Everything has to be built around that person. I cannot force anything. Okay, so the first touch point is the client or the person being coached is the most important stakeholder in the process. And my style is to adapt as per their way of learning, their way of doing, because after all, they have to implement whatever we discuss. Secondly, I feel that anything we do, being from a military background, we like to keep things simple. So any coaching process which I get into, there's no point in having graphs and flow charts and stuff like that. Keep it simple. It should be something which the person can easily adapt, adopt, and thrive. Thirdly, every one of us, we have some innate strengths. And the best thing a coach can do is to be able to tune into that part of a person which intrinsically is his or her strong point, and then use that ability to bring about whatever change the person is looking for.
And I love it. That is great. I know you have mentioned a couple of times that your military background and just with your title, I know you were in the military, but I don't know anything detail-wise. Can you share a little bit about your professional background from the military?
Angela, I was in the army for quite some time, and initially I started off as an infantry soldier. So I've actually walked with my troops into battlefields. I've laid minefields and retrieved those minefields. I've been under fire, been on the line of control between India, Pakistan, India, China, various other places. I was truly blessed to be able to fly these helicopters in combat during the Kargil war that we had in 1999. And the army has been an amazing experience. Anybody who's been in the army, it's challenging, but there's nothing like it.
So your leadership skills that came from there, how are you able to help your clients with using that in your coaching?
Wow, that is an amazingly beautiful question. Okay, just a while back, I was giving a talk on ambiguity. I started looking back on the experiences I had dealing with ambiguity in the army, which included, going on a patrol at night. These are all situations which neither had we been fully trained for, neither did I know how to deal with it. But somehow, I'm fond of this word gestalt. It's a German word which means that the sum of the parts is greater than the whole. So it's like if you cut an apple into 4 parts, they just fit back into that apple, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if there's a gestalt in that fitting, the apple is actually bigger. So when we put together these diversity of experiences, somewhere the neurons keep clicking and solutions start coming out. And the same thing is applicable when we go through a coaching process. When I'm coaching somebody, and let's say there is a question which that person has come out with, or a situation which I'm not able to answer or address directly.
Hmm.
From conventional learning, somehow this set of experiences, the formal learning, coaching experiences, dealing with clients, they come together to provide a solution or a way ahead. So I hope that makes sense.
Very much so, yes. And I like how you're able to use that practical application from your experience to pull on. Whenever you were retiring from the military, is that when you decided to go into coaching? And just at what point did you decide to go into coaching, and what was your motivating factor?
There was somebody who was doing training with Microsoft and Accenture and companies like that. So he invited me, says, see, why don't you come and work with me to do leadership and strategy and team building sessions for Microsoft, Accenture, SAP, Daimler, Mercedes-Benz, Titan, amongst others. So I said, why not? So that's when I started realizing the immense potential of a human being. A human being is actually capable of achieving and doing so much more than what we think that we are capable of. So that was the start of this journey. From there, I went on into career coaching. I started working with students, youth, and in an organization, I became the master mentor. I started training their trainers to become career guidance counselors. Then I got drawn to proper professional coaching, and I said, this is the best transformation which I can help bring about. And truly, that's been an amazing journey. When you've also experienced it as a coach, when you get those reviews from the heart, they may not mean anything in English, but from that heart, when you get that, tribute or a review from a client who's really gone through a rough patch and he or she has come out of it, I don't think anything can match that joy.
I agree. Being able to personally make a difference, to see someone light up again with joy, or to be able to have a turning point in their life. So can you tell me a little bit more about your ideal coaching clients? If there is any particular areas that you like helping with most, or if there's any situations that you like helping with the most, can you tell me what those would be?
Okay, this is somewhat, I always find this a tricky question to answer. Because as a coach, I really feel that, just like a doctor should cannot refuse a client. Technically, the Hippocratic oath binds him or her to attend to a patient.
Yeah.
So similarly, I usually feel that, as a coach, I should not draw any barriers or lines and say that I only will coach X set of people and not Y set of people. However, having said that, for the sake of, creating a niche and learning more about it,
Mm-hmm.
I work a lot with leaders seeking to achieve growth. Now, that's a very loaded and simple statement. Everyone says, I'm a leadership coach. I work with leaders. I help them do this. That's normal stuff which we say. But then just consider this. If somebody is at 60%, taking that 60% to 85% is difficult, but not challenging. It just needs a little bit of tweaking and effort and consistency. But what if you were to take a person from 95 to 97%? That 2% is challenging.
So helping people who are already good become great. Am I hearing that correct?
Absolutely. Thank you for, articulating it in a even more fantastic way. Absolutely.
I love that.
So that's the type of client I would love to work with, I look for, and I enjoy working. And of course, any client whom I work with has to be willing to put in effort. Because I shamelessly tell my clients this, I do not give you solutions. I work with you to find a solution for yourself.
Tell me something other than coaching that you are passionate about. You are obviously passionate about helping others to grow, but in your free time, what do you spend your time doing?
In my free time, I try my best to see if I can become a lean, mean fighting machine and become slim and trim again. So I've started working out a little bit now. Then I do write. I do write articles and papers. Right now, I forgot to mention, I'm also a professor in practice with two Indian universities. So they wanted me to do some work on thought leadership for the educational sector. So I'm working on that for that. And basically, somehow or the other, I like to keep my mind churning to see how things can become better wherever they are. It may sound very idealistic, but it's not. It's a very simple thing. Just wherever you walk, whatever you do, if you can make it slightly better, just give it a try. It may work, it may not work, but just give it a try. Yes, music takes up a lot of my time. I love listening to music, especially good country, some old rock, 70s types, and I do watch some comedy. I love comedy serials. I don't like the serious stuff, actually.
Well, thank you for your time meeting with me today. And I know that you are helping clients to be able to get the improvement that they are seeking. So I hope that you are able to continue with that journey in a way to be able to continue helping clients in a great way.
Thank you so much and have a lovely day, Angela. And
You too.
namaste from India.